Hello, and welcome back to the studio. I'm Dr. Wiggo, and today I'm going to run through a summary of all the rumors and goings-on about Apple's roadmap for their products for the next year and a half. I normally don't do rumors, but because of the recent price hikes, that's going to kind of change people's upgrade equations, because now we know that the future products are going to probably be at least as expensive or more expensive than the products already out there. So you may want to change up what you're going to do in the future, and these rumors might help. Again, these are all rumors, mainly info from Mark Gurman at Bloomberg, but they're behind a paywall. I'll put some links down below, but again, Bloomberg costs money. But if you want to keep up on the rumors and what's going on, I would recommend MacRumors.com, which I will also link down below. They've been around forever. And they do summaries of all the rumors, summarizing Gurman and other people and leakers and all that stuff. And they have buying guides, whether or not you should buy or not buy based on how long it's been. It's a good website. Go check it out. But again, all rumors, no facts. We don't know any of this for sure. In the old days, we wouldn't have known anything at all, but since Apple has gotten so big and has all these manufacturing partners, that's where most of the leaks come from. Whereas back when they did their own stuff, back in my day, you never knew what they were up to. So what I'm going to do is run through the rumored product roadmap from Apple for the rest of 2026 and 2027. It will not be complete. And I'll put chapter stops in, so if you want to look for particular products, they'll be in the chapter stops and particular times of year and all that kind of stuff. So feel free to skip on ahead to whatever you're interested in. Of course, the soonest stuff is the stuff we have the most rumors about and the most leaks. So these may be a little more reliable, but still rumors. So September, we usually have an iPhone announcement. But the rumor is that this September, it will only be the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max. Not the iPhone 18 or the iPhone 18e or the iPhone Air. Those will be later. Oh, and the iPhone Ultra, the Foldable, but we'll get to that in a minute. So the iPhone 18 Pro is rumored to come with the A20 Pro chip, which is Apple's first chip with the 2 nanometer process rather than the 3 nanometer, and a C2 modem, but that rumor has changed. According to data dumps from a leak where people went in and did bad things to get info from Tata, which is one of Apple's suppliers. It looks like in the United States, instead of the C2 modem, it's going to be the Qualcomm modem, just in the US. It does the millimeter wavelength better, and Verizon especially, but also AT&T to some extent, are really proud of their mmWave, which gives you really fast downloads over very small distances, so it's really not that useful. But the rest of the world will probably see the C2 modem in the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max, plus a variable aperture camera, which has never been done, a smaller dynamic island, a dark cherry color. Now it's possibly going to cost 20% more than the current 17 Pro and Pro Max. So that would make it more like $1,300 to $1,500 for the Pro Max. That's pricey, but just wait. Also rumored for the same September launch would be the iPhone Ultra, or the Foldable, which people are calling the Ultra even though Apple has not named it yet. It will have a 7.7-inch inner screen and a 5.3-inch outer screen, and it will use Touch ID instead of Face ID because of where the cameras have to be placed. It was previously rumored to be over $2,000, but now with the RAM prices and everything, it could be over $2,500. Also in September, we're expecting the Watch Series 12, which will have the S11 chip and Touch ID. 20% more than the current Series 11 would be $479. And also the Watch Ultra 4, also with the S11 chip and Touch ID, and 20% more for that would be $949. Ouch. Later in the fall, the pundits are expecting the iPad 12 to be an A18 or A19 chip with Apple Intelligence, and it will cost at least $449, which is what the current iPad costs after the price hike. Also expected would be a new iPad mini with the A19 or A20 Pro chip, an OLED display, a vibration-based speaker system. It'll be water resistant. So this one's going to be at least $599, which is what the current iPad mini just went up to, probably $699. And the rumors are expecting a new Mac Studio with an M5 Pro and M5 Max, which will be very expensive. I'm not even going to guess, but it'll probably be more than even the current Mac Studio with the jacked up prices. Also a Mac Mini with an M5 and an M5 Pro models, at least $799, which they just jacked the current Mac Mini up to. And it could go up another $100 because, hey, that's the world we live in now. Then the pundits are saying probably in 2026, sometime between now and the end of the year, we will get a new Apple TV 4K with the A17 Pro chip, an N1 chip with Wi-Fi 7, and because of the price hikes, we know it'll be at least $199. In fact, most pundits are saying the reason they jacked up the price of the Apple TV 4K to $199 was to prepare people for how much the next one's going to cost, because the current one really doesn't need that price hike. Also later in 2026, we might expect a new HomePod with Apple Intelligence, with an S9 chip or better, the N1 chip for Wi-Fi 7, and new colors, and again, will be at least $349, based on what they just jacked the current HomePod up to. And the HomePod Mini 2, again, with Siri AI, and it'll be at least $129, again, because that's what they just hiked the price of. Now, after that, we move into the realm of possibly in 2026, there could be a new Home Hub with an A18 or A19 chip, Siri AI, with a 6 to 7 inch display, $499, $599. I have no idea, neither does anybody else. A new iMac M5 with new colors, which will start at least $1499, because again, that's what they just jacked the price to. And maybe AirPods Ultra, don't know if they're going to call it that, again, just rumors. But they'll have cameras and Siri AI, so you can just walk around and the cameras will be able to see things, so you can use visual intelligence with Siri AI to see what you're looking at without having to pull your phone out. That could be handy. Since the AirPod Pro 3s are $249, I expect these to be at least $299, $349. Also possible in later 2026 would be a MacBook Pro 14-inch with the M6, but no Pro or Max versions, because the rumor is that Apple is going to just skip straight to the M7 very shortly, probably by the end of the year, beginning of next year, because it will be better optimized for AI and Siri AI and Apple Intelligence and all that stuff. But the big question mark is the MacBook Ultra, again, rumored name. It's going to be a completely redesigned MacBook with an OLED touchscreen, a dynamic island instead of a notch. The rumor was originally for an M5 Pro and M5 Max, but as I just said, they may skip onto the M7 and do an M7 Pro and M7 Max, which would push this to 2027. So there may be one with M5 Pro and M5 Max in the fall, and then next year an M7 Pro and M7 Max. Whatever it is, it's going to be very expensive. Now, moving into next year, into the spring, we'll finally get the other half of the iPhone release, the iPhone 18 and 18e, which are probably going to feature an A20 chip, again, the 2nm process, C2 modem, 24 megapixel selfie cam up from 18 megapixels, and 9 gigabytes of RAM. Everyone said that Apple Intelligence needs 12 gigabytes of RAM to run, but maybe not. Because of the RAM crisis, they're trying to figure out if they can get away with 9 gigabytes of RAM. It'll be more than 8, probably less than 12. Oh, and a smaller dynamic island. So kind of cool. Also at that same time, they will probably announce the iPhone Air 2, which will be basically the iPhone Air, but with a second camera and better chips and, better. Also in the spring, we may see an iPad Pro 11-inch and 13-inch with M6 or M7 chips. And the big one, the Apple glasses may come out in spring of 2027. The rumors say we may get a preview in 2026 at the end of the year, but you won't be able to buy them until 2027. Later in the first half of 2027, we're expecting a MacBook Pro M7 with a new design like the MacBook Ultra or whatever they end up calling it, and a MacBook Ultra with M7 Pro and M7 Max. And here's a shocker, a cheaper Vision Pro in 2027 is the rumor. I'll believe it when I see it, but maybe some of you can get it on the Vision Pro, because I'm still enjoying mine. Then September 27, and we're getting way far out there, so this is just pie in the sky maybe, but that's the 20th anniversary of the iPhone. So we're thinking there's going to be an anniversary iPhone, and it'll probably be called the iPhone 20, so there won't ever be a 19. We'll just go from 18 to 20. The rumors say an edge-to-edge display with curved glass rolling off on the sides, like Samsung did many years ago, but they want the iPhone 20, the anniversary phone, to be really special and something people really want to buy. You can bet they're going to go all out, especially with John Ternus as the CEO. He's going to make something really special for the 20th anniversary iPhone. Goodness knows how much that's going to cost, because that's going to be a really expensive phone. Maybe, maybe not. We are talking a year and a half away. Yeah, RAM prices aren't going to come down, but other things could happen. You never know. Maybe. So those are all the rumors of Apple's product roadmap for the next year and a half that I've been able to cull off the internet and Mac Rumors and Mark Gurman and all sorts of other places, many of which I'll link down below. Go do your own research if you like. But that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Bye-bye. And now I got to go figure out what I'm going to say next week. Thanks for staying to the end. Bye-bye.